Yo, what's going on, everybody? Use the thumbnail, you've read the title, and today I want to try to send a message to Treyarch or anybody who works at Treyarch or has any kind of connection to Treyarch or something like that to please fix Black Ops Cold War. So with that being said, let's get into the video, guys. Alright, so I want to start this video off by talking about something that people who watch my channel might be wondering, or even some other people who don't even watch my channel might be wondering. Why do I care when Vanguard's coming out? Especially because I've actually spoke pretty decently positively about Vanguard and how I'm pretty excited for Call of Duty Vanguard to come out. Why do I care if Cold War gets fixed or not? Why wouldn't I just wait for Vanguard and forget Cold War ever happened? And the simple answer to that is, Cold War has the potential, and I swear to God I've said this with almost every Call of Duty game, has the potential to be amazing. But the thing is, Cold War doesn't need a lot of fixing. Cold War needs some simple changes that could reasonably be implemented in like a week, maybe 2 weeks tops, that could make this game go from like a mid-tier, nothing special Call of Duty game to something that's like, hey, I actually want to hop on this game and maybe play it from time to time. So, what would we actually need to do to fix Black Ops Cold War? Well, I want to get the first and obvious one out of the way right away, and that is skill-based matchmaking. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I know for a fact it's not going to happen because, this is a message for Treyarch and, somebody at Activision sees this, hey, remove skill-based matchmaking. But I'm not going to harp on it for too long because I'm being realistic here, and I know that's not going to happen. I know skill-based matchmaking is not going to get removed because Activision is way too stubborn to do that. But what are some simple changes that can be done in about a week to 2 weeks to easily fix this game that don't involve completely overhauling it or designing new maps or removing old maps from the game that I don't like? What are some simple changes that could actually be implemented that would fix the game? So the first and most obvious one for me is LMGs and tactical rifles both need a nerf. It has been a problem since pretty much the beta of this game that LMGs and TAC rifles just pretty much insta-kill ARs and SMGs and everything at any range. They just sit on a head glitch and just insta-kill people with AUGs across the map, M16s across the map. LMGs just pretty much are laser machines that kill faster than almost every AR in the game. It's just dumb, and they need a nerf, especially considering they have no flinch at all, and that's also a huge problem with this game, is that there's no flinch. I'm not going to say add flinch to every single weapon, because I know that would take forever, but simple nerfs to the LMGs to nerf things like their fire rate, their damage, maybe their headshot multipliers, maybe reduce some of their ranges, because stuff like that is literally as simple as changing numbers in code. Designing flinch patterns and stuff like that is a little harder to do, but tweaking things such as damage and fire rates to like reduce their time to kills, and then, reducing headshot multipliers, stuff like that, is not that hard to do, and it's something that can be fixed very, very easily, again, for both TAC rifles and LMGs. That's the first thing out of the way. Second thing, and probably the most annoying thing, is secondaries. Secondaries in this game for, goddamn, since the start of the game, have been ridiculously strong. How many times in Cold War do you go into a close-range gunfight and somebody whips out dual-wield Diamatis, presses their triggers twice, and immediately kills you? How many times does that same thing happen with dual-wield Marshals with Dragon's Breath, where they just instantly kill you? Or dual-wield Magnums, or literally a Howler, a Street Sweeper, a Gallo. All of the secondaries in this game, aside from like the shotguns and even the new Ironhide, all have this problem where every single time you get into close range, the only thing people do when they're about to get in the close range gunfight is they hit triangle or Y, or they hit their scroll wheel or whatever it is, switch their weapon, pull out to their shotgun or overpowered pistols, and they kill you instantly. It completely kills SMG play. It makes the most meta way to play this game, essentially, if you want to do really, really well, to sit back with an assault rifle with a shotgun secondary. It's something I've done throughout this game's life cycle because there's no reason to not do it. The thing with the secondaries is they're so damn strong that it completely negates half the gun skill in this game, because it's no longer like, oh, it's a long time to kill game. It's like, yeah, it's a long time to kill game if you're using like an XM4 or a Krig 6 or something at mid to long range, then yeah, it's a long time to kill game. But the second you get up close, it's like we're playing hardcore. It's ridiculous. They need to be nerfed. And this isn't up for debate or anything. This is something that 100% above everything else would need to happen if Treyarch actually wants to make Black Ops Cold War a good game that could actually stand the test of time. Otherwise, this game is going to be dead in the water as soon as Vanguard releases. I'm sure there's going to be some people who are going to play Cold War still because they like it over Vanguard. But still, this is the ultimate killer, in my opinion, of this game, above everything else. But I do have one last point, and this is probably what would take the longest, so I don't actually expect anything to happen of this. To be honest, I don't expect anything to happen in this video, because we've been asking for some of these things since day one, and Treyarch has done nothing about them. But that is to rebalance the perk slots. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, I don't mean to literally take all the perks in the game and rearrange them into different locations. No, but what I mean is to buff the underused perks. Because right now, out of all the perks in the game, I'd say there's maybe 4, 5, 6 perks tops that are used. Because I'm not going to count the blue category, because the blue category is one of the most forgettable perk categories out there. It consists of Assassin, Gearhead, Scavenger, Quartermaster, and Tracker. They're all pretty weak perks, don't really do a lot for you. But when it comes to the red and yellow perk slots, we really only see usage of a few perks. In the red perk slot, we really only see Flak Jacket and Tac Mask, and occasionally you'll see somebody run Engineer. And then out of the yellow perk slot, you normally will see Ninja, Ghost, and occasionally Spycraft. The thing is, there's just no other perks to run. Why would you run any other perk in those categories? Because what's the point of running Cold-Blooded unless you have some kid using a Thermal Stoner with smoke grenades? There's no point in running Cold-Blooded, or if there's a streak up in the air. There's zero point in running Gung-Ho when you're giving up either Ninja or Ghost or Spycraft, which are all far better perks. When you go to the red category, how many people even know that forward intel in this game actually exists as a perk? Better yet, how many of you know what forward intel actually does in the game? I don't. The last time I remember forward intel, I don't know if they've changed it, but all it did was give you a wider view of your minimap. It's a pretty useless perk. It doesn't really do anything, yet it's sitting in the red perk slot with things like Flak Jacket and Tac Mask in a game where you get a frag and stun for free on your class setup, and by running one of the blue perks can regenerate said frags and stuns. So why would you run forward intel over something like Flak Jacket or Tac Mask or occasionally Engineer? Doesn't make sense. Paranoia just gives your screen a little bit of a yellow hue when somebody looks at you. That's actually a decently useful perk. The problem is it's just overshadowed by Engineer, Tac Mask, and Flak Jacket. It's just overshadowed. We go to the yellow perk slot. Gung-Ho, Cold-Blooded. There's hardly any use for those perks. It's kind of just sad to see that the meta in this game consists of just a very few amount of perks. And it's not the hardest fix in the world. Cold-Blooded, you can maybe make hide nameplates. I don't know what you're going to do with forward intel. But just make the perk slots a little more close so that you actually see some variety in perks. That would just be so nice to see. So, to recap this video, skill-based matchmaking would be awesome. Tac rifles and LMGs need to be nerfed. Secondaries need to be nerfed. And perks could be rebalanced. I think all of this stuff could be done in about a week to 2 weeks before Vanguard comes out, so that this game is not a super forgettable Call of Duty game that just kind of goes down as COD Ghosts or a World War II, where it's kind of just a forgotten Call of Duty game. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, sub to the channel, turn on post notifications. If you made it this far, let me know what your guys' list to fix Black Ops Cold War would be that is reasonable and can be done in about like 2 weeks or so. With that being said, have a great rest of the day, everybody. Bye-bye. Peace out.